Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Ashadadeshatari Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Now this is a very important term. Generally what happens that somebody gets interested in spiritual life and many times the family members get scared. They think, ab to mera beta to sadhu ban gaya. You know, this is generally there. And instead of the disaster is, therefore they keep the children away from spiritual life. And the result is disastrous generally. Later they cry, the children, because we need pleasure. If we don't get spiritual pleasure, we will run for material pleasure. Okay? And the result is generally bad. So, mistake lies in understanding what is tyāga and sannyāsa. Arjuna heard the whole Gita. Correct? But still, Krishna never told him to leave the battlefield and go for sannyāsa. Therefore, Arjuna is at the end again clarified. Krishna, what does it mean? It is true, in the moment we have full-time workers, it is not easy. 1 in 1,000, even if we chant 16 hours outside, will not develop determination to dedicate. Just like Prabhupada used to laugh sometimes. He was in India and to meet somebody had come to him, some Krishna Modi, some person. He is a politician. And Prabhupada was talking to him. I was just studying that conversation today. And it's text form. And then Prabhupada says to him, see, these people, they're all Americans and Europeans, practically in the beginning moment of that time. All of them are working without salary. Look at the integrity of these people. And if I have to pay them, just imagine how much I will have to pay. Because what's the salary? Prabhupada is telling, he's a common man. He's making him understand and appreciate the moment. How much you think is the salary I have to pay them? What is the salary, of a competent man like this in America? Okay? Can I pay the equivalent salary? So it is not easy actually. In fact, among thousands who will chant 16 hours, one will even develop a desire to dedicate his life to Krishna. That's rare. And it's a glorious occasion. That's very rare. But not because my son may develop a desire to chant, to serve Krishna, or therefore let me finish his spiritual life. That is what generally happens. Let me finish his spiritual. I remember in my experience, working back, there was one youngster who used to come and he developed desire. And he came to me and said, yes, I like to serve Krishna whole life. Yes, I said, you have to take parents' permission. He went to the parents. Father did not get up from the bed for 1 month. Imagine, what is his Krishna bhakti? What is his chanting? What is his belief in Krishna? Just everything, Actually, his spiritual life is skin deep. We can rub the skin, we can see how much actual faith he is having and how much show he is making. Actually, it is true in both Muslims and Christians. If somebody develops desire to dedicate life, there is a celebration at all. I was living in that house previously. They were all, the lady used to say, all the sisters were nuns. All. I said, how is it? Even I tell my son. I said, he doesn't agree. I said, you really happy? Arey, we have to do, then why we are going to church? I am happy. But it is very rare actually. Anyway, and on top of it, because it is not easy, most of the people in this world are very fruitive. Fruitive means they want to enjoy fruit of their work. To offer it to Krishna, 1 in a million. It is practically impossible. Impossible. Even if given full freedom, impossible. Correct? It's very rare. Very rare. Just because, just like people study in college. When you study in college, most of us are not going to join the college as a teacher. Okay? When you study in college, nowadays they study engineering college. Now, how many people join as a teacher in the engineering college? Practically none, because they have, they can earn better outside. Does it mean they don't join the college? It is possible he may become a faculty there, but that's rare. That's rare. Correct? It doesn't stop him to go. But somehow this feeling is there. So many people, I say, even invite students, why don't you come to temple? Oh, they feel something will happen to me if I go to temple. See, he became a Swami, I will also become a Swami. Therefore, in the first class itself, I clarified with them, see, I have not come to the college to make you a sadhu like me. My objective is, become whatever is a professional, but be a good man. But primary thing in your life should be to advance the spiritual life. Not all this money and power and all, it's all absolute rubbish. Not that now to placate people will compromise the philosophy. Never. Real truth has to be spoken. Openly truth has to be spoken. If we don't speak the truth, who will speak the truth? Correct? Presently you see the situation of the society. Actually people are at the level of Shudras. And I said, Shudra should not be given money. That's a Vedic law. He should be maintained but never given money. Suppose you have a servant. The best thing is maintain him. Give the rent for his house, give him food, give him clothes. Don't give him money. Give him some basic, but don't give him lump sum. Why? If he is not a principled man, he will think. Many times it happens, they are walking on the street, some poor man comes. In Mangalore, that is, beggary is not there. In Manipal, those boys are NRIs. So the children of the people know there is a small, actually there is no slum in this belt. There is a small slum between Udupi and Manipal. You have seen? Those children roam around the roads. And they run after this NRI boys and girls. And they get them, expensive foreign chocolates. Somebody was, Indian student was there. He was buying a chocolate. So the shopkeeper said, this one he will not take. Because he gets from all NRI that expensive chocolate. Just So, but at least the principle is that they give money, they don't know where it will be used. Correct? So it is like that. So the understanding is not complete. Understanding should be this. Actually, that as parents, our first duty is that children should become nice devotees. They should not take second birth in this world. That is the very purpose of coming to this world. In fact, Shastra say, don't become father, don't become mother. If we cannot, deliver the children. So we should go full, without any hesitation, make the children very nice devotees. And don't worry about that. It's 1 in a million, it doesn't happen. Very rare. In fact, in all the temples which I know of, they tell never a congregation child ever joins a temple. The reason is, it is bitter, but the reason is, congregations generally don't have good standard practice at their home. And children are watching that. They never will develop, they also compromise. They never become serious because they lived in an atmosphere which doesn't see it. What joins is not the congregation children, what joins is boys, girls coming independent of their parents. Because they grow fuck. Because they are not seeing a compromise. Because youngsters, their attitude is without compromise. Correct? Just like in my home, there were definitely, every home, there is spiritual practice. We also know about Krishna, but not the Krishna, but Prabhupada presents, the Supreme Personality of God. The exclusive meditation he demands, correct? Now, what happens is actually, when the children, those who come without their parents and all, they grow. Not with the parents. Parents, they will not grow because at home they see a compromised practice where 16 rounds are not chanted, where TV is also watched along with devotion service, where so many things are going on along with devotion service. Don't feel bad, but truth I'm telling you. So many temples are there, they are big congregation. But nobody ever from congregation child joins. Nobody happens. What joins is actually the boys who come independent of that. Correct? So there is never a worry. But just because it might happen 1 in a million, that is 1 in a million, and the child is very serious, correct? It's a joyous occasion. Oh, he wants to dedicate his life. In fact, people are very happy if except their son, anybody joins at the moment. That's a joke. Okay, so now, but still you see in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, you see the philosophy. Arjuna is being presented here, the whole philosophy of Gita. And the second chapter, Krishna summarizes the whole Gita. Therefore, second chapter, the title is Summary of the Gita. 18th chapter, again Gita is getting summarized. Because 17th chapter, Om Tat Sat is already spoken. Om Tat Sat, when it is spoken, that's the end, over. So Krishna has spoken that already. Om Tat Sat. But then again, Arjuna is, Krishna, wait a minute. You please once again, because just like a good teacher. What do they do, a good teacher? Whenever you ask a question, he'll tell the whole answer in a summary. Then, student might not have understood. Or student, actually third chapter, Arjuna opens it up. Then teacher will expand the whole thing, explain nicely the whole thing. And again, in the end, if the student is very inquisitive, just once summarize more. Then the teacher will again give us an answer. Actually, Gita comes with an example for us to be a good teacher. Krishna's lecture was, just like in a college, lecture is 45 minutes, 1 hour. Correct? Krishna's lecture was also below 1 hour. It's a good lecture only. But only thing is that if you play the role of Arjuna, Krishna, and people start speaking shlokas, it gets over in 1 hour. So now Krishna is clarifying. It's very important, this clarification. And it can serve an impetus for us also. Sometimes we also feel that if I take to spiritual life, maybe I will become neglectful of my duties and responsibilities. That hesitation, all of us have. You know, so many people I said, no, Swamiji, I'm worried. I have a child and I have a husband. I have everything. If I start this, somehow they feel it's in my blood. I am an Indian, and if I hear it, I become very serious, and then I will, neglect my husband. Actually, people feel that. You see, therefore, Arjuna's question is very important here, because this confusion is there in the society. Tyāga and sannyāsa, and Krishna develops that. In fact, you see the conclusion of Krishna is very clear. Arjuna was not allowed to leave the battlefield and sit in the forest and meditate. Krishna made him do his duty. Correct? But what kind of duty? In which fruit is not his. Fruit is Krishna's. This kind of duty. Krishna is going to clarify now. Prescribed duty can be done in sattva, rajas and tamas. And somebody does the prescribed duty in sattva, that the fruit is for the Krishna's pleasure. He may take something minimum for a simple life. Just like when you go to temple, the tradition is there. You suppose give 20 coconuts in a temple. What they do? 1 coconut as prasada, they will return. Remaining goes for the Lord. That's how it is. You give a bunch of banana to them. What do any temple does? Still they will offer to the Lord. They will keep it for prasada distribution. 1 or 2 bananas they will give you for yourself. Just I am giving an example. So similarly, when you work hard, whatever return we get, you think it is Lakshmi. Because Lakshmi, if we say it is Lakshmi, Lakshmi means it has to serve Narayana only. So keep it, even you keep it in the account or wherever, think it is Lakshmi for the Lord's pleasure. Then wastage will not happen. When you think the salary I got, it is my work for my pleasure, then wastage will come. This belongs to Krishna. Then minimum from that we take for our maintenance. And this is Krishna's money. And we use it for Krishna's glorification. Everybody can do that actually. Okay? Prabhupada used to say everybody has a house. In his house he can hold Harinam, he can call his neighbors, he can give them prasad. Okay? And everybody, and he can speak little. Everybody is hearing now, everybody is learning. Speak little, people will learn something. And they will, mission can be spread actually. Because more and more people, if they start speaking Bhagavad Gita, more and more people will advance. And the mission will spread. So, this thing should be clearly understood. Everybody in this world has certain abilities. Because of that, prescribed duties come. Somebody is playing in the society, role of a teacher, role of a philosopher, role of a scientist. These generally come in the category of, say, intellectual. Some people are playing in society the role of administrator in different ways. Some people are playing the role of a society of a businessman. And some people are employees in a particular office or in a job, they are employed. Okay? 3 people don't have any salary. They are running their own business. Intellectual and administrative. Today it's all topsy-turvy. Even teachers are running salary. Previously teachers used to have no salary in the agricultural system. I'm just explaining from that system somewhere. So anyway, according to your ability, somehow you are employed in the society. Then you take it as a prescribed duty. Just like if somebody is working in a factory. Okay? But heart, don't give to factory, neither to the boss. Give it to Krishna. Prabhupada used to joke, in a factory, they go to depression and they drink. Whole day he has to do this 200 times. It's a very, very painful job. One person is enjoying the owner of the company. But all the, actually Prabhupada say, factories are the hells created in the society today. Actually they are hells. It's easy to see that money somebody is generating. Just go and see the kind of condition people go through. Even in China, those people are no God consciousness, so they don't know other alternative. Their personal life is very low, all vices. And they work like animals, like rats. It's hell actually, isn't it? It's a hell. But even in that, we cannot turn the society around immediately. Even in that, we cannot turn the society immediately. Correct? So what we should do? Now we should understand that how that situation can be offered to Krishna. That should be our objective. How this situation which is there in the society today, we can offer to Krishna. Just like a factory man, Prabhupada said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. He is doing, his mind is free all the time. Labor, generally the mind is fully free. They can engage in that. If I am supposed teaching anything, I can establish to the degree, if room allows, actually everything is not allowed. Or that, generally the education is very atheistic today, you cannot openly preach God consciousness. At least the result of that work, you glorify Lord. So some way or another, we can connect our profession to Krishna's prescribed duty. Previously the prescribed duty was very scientifically organized. It was based on somebody's Buddha and karma. So that there is complete job satisfaction. Correct? Everybody has a psychophysical nature. So certain profession will be tuned to that. That is the best. But we don't have the scientific organization. And definitely there will be a lot of job dissatisfaction. And everybody goes through that. Neither we have good leaders today in office, and on top of it, the job is not perfectly scientifically organized according to my psychophysical nature. So there is not guaranteed job satisfaction will not be there. Neither I am trained. Suppose I am doing a particular job, I have to be trained into a particular ethical quality which fits that nature, not only techniques. So there is no scientific organization like that. And definitely, anywhere you go, there is a job dissatisfaction. So therefore, whatever job I make, somehow link it to Krishna. I am really peaceful and happy. That is what Krishna is referring here as sannyāsa, tyāga. They are big terms. That you cannot do tyāga. Arjuna cannot say because in the course of Kshatriya Dharma that is going to execute, there are some difficulties. He has to kill his own grandfather now. He has to kill his own teacher now. Which is not easy task, no. It is a troublesome task. So any job we are also doing, there is some trouble, sir. It is not very pleasant. Correct? Any job. There are a lot of difficulties there. Just because difficulties are there, I cannot abandon the job. But what I can always do, the result of that work, I can somehow connect to Krishna. And then I feel I am working for Krishna. Even though it's garbage, I am working for Krishna. Finally, Prabhupada says, the fact is people are getting paid for nothing. Because whatever we are doing, nothing it is aligned to the Krishna's design of the universe. Krishna has designed this universe for reforming us so that we become fit souls to go back to Krishna's lotus world. All of us are working in this world, but our job is not aligned to that degree. It's not aligned to the very purpose of this huge apparatus. Prabhupada gives a very nice example, just like, there is Kumbh Mela. What happens in Kumbh Mela? It's a temporary setup. I have gone to that 12 years ago, now it's going to come 2013. What happens in a Kumbh Mela if you have gone? In a Kumbh Mela, a city setup. There is DC also, district in charge is there, IS officer, there are police stations there, Because some 2 to 7 crores people come, few crore people are going to come there. It's not a joke. So everything is there. All street lights are there, traffic police is there, full bandobast is made. And after 1.5 months of that whole mela is over, everything is wound up. Material world is exactly like that. It's a temporary setup. Just like Kumbh Mela has a purpose, similarly the material world also has a purpose. Now those who are actually working to participate in the purpose of the creation, actually only they deserve to be taken care of. But the fact is, this world has become crazy now. Some purposeless work is going on. But doesn't matter. Whatever we are doing, you see how with this work I can offer service to Krishna. Then you feel very satisfied and you have enthusiasm too. That's why you should. Rare case, prapanchikataya buddhya, hari somebody, rare case it is that somebody wants to surrender to Krishna. That's very rare. One in a billion. In fact, Bhagavatam says, Kotishu api mahamane. Among crores of learned people, somebody will do that. Narad Muni also says that, very rare. What is that? Shloka. What are the laws if somebody has surrendered to Krishna? Tattva sadharmam charanam bhujam hare bhajanna bhokot pate tato yadi yatra kvabhadram bhudam shakam kuvartvapto bhajatam sudharmataha. So, tattva sadharma, in case somebody gives us his own dharma, and charanam bhujam hare, completely takes shelter of Krishna. And not even that, he was immature in doing that and he fell down. Pate tato yadi. Narad Muni said, what is the loss? He has served Krishna. Yatraka badram abhuda amushakim kuvartvapto bhajadam sudharmataha. In fact, Prabhupada, when he came back to India, he went to Indira Gandhi and he told this. There are nobody in India. There are coming, some poor people are coming to join this movement. No intelligent, educated people are coming forward. I have to import people from America, 500 at a time. You please help me. Prabhupada told this. No Indian, educated, intelligent people are coming forward. They have better things to do. So these European Americans who have taken up my movement, who are working all without any salary, dedicated everything, I have to import. I want you to give 500 visas at a time. Actually, preaching in India was established with the foreign devotees, not Indian devotees. And it ran for a long time with the foreign devotee market. Later is the later part that India started coming. Now it is reversed. From India, it is Prabhupada said actually. Prabhupada said they have been for 700 years ruled from foreigners. They lost faith actually in their own culture. Now they feel ashamed or doubtful, is it of any use to follow all this? But the day when they take it up, they will be wonderful devotees. And it slowly it has started happening. Slowly it has started happening. And also what is there, the law says when we generally go to preach to somebody in India, the problem previously, I can see in 60s, 70s was, the people are already trained in the wrong way. Wrong, just like in Bangalore. If you go on elder society, very difficult to penetrate. They're already stuck to some Bhuta worship or some Devata worship, correct? And there, you cannot budge them from that. This is their dharma. And this is the highest thing also. You cannot budge them one little. Prabhupada once told, if you can convince a South Indian man, South Indian Brahmin, not only an ordinary man, South Indian Brahmin, to Krishna consciousness, you are a powerful preacher. Prabhupada said that. He has everything, he has a spot analysis. Today I was reading his analysis for democracy. The same Krishna Modi when Prabhupada was talking to him. And then it came to democracy. Prabhupada said, see, Indians don't have a political sense. You see, actually it's very, in America debate happens in parliament, nobody throws a slipper. Neither there is a walkout. People talk. Now their presidential election is happening. You have to talk face to face. And whole nation watches. In France also same thing happened. Whole nation watches and they get decision who is actually spoke better. Correct? People don't give vote based on caste, based on region. Actually, we may say we are a civilized nation, But it's only a dream today. We don't have any political sense. Neither the public, neither the leaders. It's a joke actually. True or not? In fact, Prabhupada said sometime after the Britishers became independent, one person who was study went to villages. And it's unbelievable. It's a book, famous book. He said the villagers asked when the Britishers are coming back. They were so fed up with the administration. They don't even know how to do administration properly. Correct? Presently you see, common man has not gained by the so-called independence. The benefits of independence have still not reached a common man, to say it properly. Correct? It has not reached. You cannot teach Gita in this country. It will become controversial. What benefit we got by becoming independent? Prabhupada said, when he wanted to go abroad, previously when British rule was there, how many Indians went abroad? And they took law. That time law was the in thing. Today like it is to become a doctor. That time it was law. I think most of the important people who took role, they were all big lawyers. True? Even many people. And Prabhupada said, and it was easy to get visa and you can go. He said after he became independent, Prabhupada had to struggle to get out of this country from India. America he got open. He got a visa ready from there. Somebody sponsored his visa. He could not get out of this country. So many